Hey ladies, hi, this is Dakira B, where we are 50 in season. I'm back with another video. Welcome to my channel. If you have not been here before, I am new to the YouTube world and you guys are joining me for the ride. I'm very grateful that I have you guys here on my video. I appreciate you guys. If you guys can take a look and listen. Welcome back again. We are going to be talking about fibroids and menopause. So today's video is going to be what I call, one of my segments is the black chat. So we're going to be touching a little base on that, and I'm going to go over a few things of my experiences with fibroids and menopause. I know a lot of ladies here today would like to know a little bit more about menopause and fibroids and things to that effect, because I was totally dumbfounded when I found out that I had the situation with fibroids. Devastated. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that in just a little bit. So if you don't know, if you're not aware, uterine fibroids are non-cancerous growth that develops in and around the uterus. They are also known as myomas. I might be mispronouncing that, so forgive me. Uterine fibroids are common growth of the uterus. So you would ask yourself, what happens if you have fibroids in your uterus? Uterine fibroids are non-cancerous growth in the uterus that can cause heavy bleeding, pelvic pain, and other symptoms. However, many women with fibroids don't experience any symptoms, which is kind of weird, but that's what the doctors say. So the symptoms that you have when you have fibroids in the uterus is heavy or prolonged menstrual periods, bleeding between periods, pelvic pain or pressure in the lower back. Excuse me. Fibroids don't always need to be removed. Treatment depends on size, location, and symptoms of fibroids, as well as age, medical history, and pregnancy plan. So let's talk a little bit more about that. So at one point, I was thinking about having kids. Right now, I just made 50 in November of 2024. When I was planning to start a family, I think I was 44, so I was getting up there. I know a lot of women have kids at that age or a little older sometimes. However, I went to the doctor thinking that I'm gonna, find out if I'm fertile enough to have kids, because, mind you, at the time, I think Keith and I had been together pretty long, and we never had any slip-ups. So, of course, there was always a question mark there, and he has kids already, so I knew it had to be something with me, because he went and got checked out and he was fine. So, I went to one doctor first, here in Houston, and this particular doctor was a very known doctor. My oldest sister and I think my youngest sister went to him, but she told me about Dr. Balat. I made an appointment. I went to see him, and he did a few tests. So he did a test, checking everything out, and he told me he would give me a call, if everything was okay. So I think maybe 2 or 3 days passed by. He called me and told me that he wanted me to come in. to see him. So that's what I did. Made an appointment. Went in to see him, and he told me that I had fibroids attached to my uterus. I think it was 2 of them, and they were the size of lemons, is what he told me. So at that point, I was like, okay, so what can we do? Can we just remove the fibroids and everything will be okay? So he told me, okay, well, if I remove the fibroids from your uterus is going to be damaged. So you won't be able to carry a child because your uterus will not be intact. It will be damaged. So he told me, okay, well, the next best thing for us to do in this situation, since your fibroids are so big, we would have to do a hysterectomy. So now my mind is racing because I'm thinking, okay, hysterectomy means, okay, no kids, never, ever will you have kids if you take your uterus away. So I'm steady pushing, and he's telling me there's no other way. We have other treatments that you can do, but it's not going to help you based on the size of your fibroids. So I was saying, okay, well, fine. So I finished my conversation with him. I went home. I drove home. I discussed it with Keith, and he told me, why don't you just get a second opinion? Make sure, because that's a pretty serious decision to make to get rid of your uterus. And you know what the outcomes will be in reference to that. So we talked about it a little bit. So I agreed to find another doctor. I do know that Dr. Balad was a good doctor because I know a few other people that saw Dr. Balad and delivered their kids and was just basically their GYN, which was fine. There's nothing wrong with going to get a second opinion when it's your health involved. So guys, remember that. If you ever have to go get a second opinion, it's not a bad thing. A second opinion is just verifying and confirming what the first person said, because it could be something different. That doctor could say something different. And some doctors may be not as bright. So there's nothing wrong with going to go get a second opinion. So make a long story short, that's what I did. This next doctor was a female doctor. At the time, I was working at Memorial Hermann, so I kind of stayed in the loop of the physicians that were in network with Memorial Hermann's insurance. So I went to go see Dr. Barbara Schroeder. She's over in Memorial Hermann over by, what is that name of that mall? Memorial City Mall. Oh my goodness, I couldn't think of it. Memorial City Mall. She's over in one of the plaza buildings over there. Very good doctor. So I told her the situation that I had been experiencing and what the physician said. And so she said, okay, but we're going to probably run some of the same tests that he ran. But I'm going to try to make sure that I view everything myself, and we're going to take control of that. So she did the test. She ran the test. So during the time that I'm, dealing with her, I hadn't got my test results back, but I did explain to her that I have been having heavy periods, very heavy periods, like just crazy, mad heavy periods. It was so bad that I was fainting. My blood count was very, very low, and that was causing most of the fainting. I was losing a lot of blood. I remember when I think I was at work. I was at work and I started feeling a little lightheaded. And that day, since I worked in the ER, I went ahead and checked in and saw one of the doctors in the back. And they ran some tests and told me that my blood count was low and that I need to go and see my OBGYN. So that made me call Dr. Schroeder and, explain to her what was happening. So she kind of speeded up the process a little bit, and she had me to come in that next day. She had gotten the test results back. When she got the test results back, she saw that the blood count was low too. She saw that the fibroids were big. The fibroids were attached to the uterus. And she said the same exact thing that Dr. Balak said. I was not offered other treatment because she said that if I kept on like I was doing with losing all that blood, I'm going to end up having to have a blood transfusion, and it was going to get a little sticky. So, of course, I drove home. I had a few things I needed to think about in reference to this whole ordeal. So, of course, I couldn't bypass having the hysterectomy. So, I'm going to continue on with the fibroids, and we'll get on to the other things here. So there are other options with treatment. If your physician tells you that you have fibroids in the uterus, and it may not be as bad as my situation, they have medication that can help relieve the symptoms. You can also get a myotostomy, a surgical procedure that removes fibroids while preserving the uterus. So that means that they can remove the fibroids and your uterus can stay put. Now, hysterectomy is a surgical procedure that removes the uterus. Once they remove the uterus, they remove the fibroids because the fibroids are in the uterus. There's one other treatment that they have, which is GnRH therapy. It's medication that they give you that can shrink the fibroids and decrease the bleeding. So those are your three options that they would give you if it wasn't as bad of a situation that that I had when I was going through the situation. Now, I remember making the decision with Dr. Schroeder and letting him know, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and go through with the hysterectomy because everything is starting to get bad for me, with the bleeding. And then I was weak. I was tired all the time because of all of the blood loss. It was just crazy. I went to do my pre-op because you have to do your pre-op before you have surgery. I went that day to do my pre-op at the hospital. I was going to have the surgery. I remember the lady was taking blood from me. I guess they had to do blood work to make sure everything was still okay and see, just do like a little overall situation. I was talking to the lady was talking to me. She had the little vial in her hand. She was getting the needle ready to take the blood and everything. And I think she had stuck me with the needle and was taking the blood, and she was talking to me and I was talking to her. And she was asking me, hey, is your name spelled right on the vial? She was saying that. I don't remember nothing else after that. All I remember was Keith jumping up. I could hear him screaming to the nurses and the doctors that were around there. Apparently, I had fainted. And he said once I had fainted, I started shaking and my eyes was rolling in the back of my head. It was scary. So I remember getting up out of the chair once I came to, and I just told the lady, hey, I need to stand up. Kept telling the lady that. I got up. When I got up, I had nothing but blood on the back of I think I had a dress, on the back of my dress. Girl, if I tell you, that was the most embarrassing situation. So, of course, they had to give me something to put on because mind you, I was in the hospital and we still had to drive home. So they rolled me across the hallway where the bathroom was. Went in the bathroom, kind of cleaned up a little bit, and came out. So I guess after that, I ended up having to go. We didn't go home. I ended up having to go to Dr. Schroeder's office because I think I had an appointment like right after the pre-op. So I went to Dr. Schroeder's office and told her what happened, and she was like, "Okay, yeah, we're having this surgery immediately because this is not good. This is not going good for you at all." Um, so she said, "What we're going to do is we're going to do the hysterectomy, and I am going to leave your ovaries." She told me, "This way, if I leave your ovaries, you won't go into menopause right away." So I thought, okay, good. I won't have this situation that my mom talking about all the time where she's having all these hot flashes and doing all this little stuff and complaining about sweating and the whole nine. I used to laugh at her about that. Like, it's not hot in here. And, yeah. So, make a long story short, I had to have the surgery, and, recovery went fine, which was great. But girl, if I tell you, if I had another choice, I would probably went to a third doctor. I have stepchildren, which I love so very much as if they are my own. I love them. I had a hand in helping raising them, which is fine. But I do know that it is nothing like having your own. Nothing. So, I mean, all that's still in the back of my head about that, but hey, there's nothing I can do about it. It's over. It's done. All I can do is deal with it and go about my business. So, yeah. So, now we're going to talk about menopause. So, menopause without a uterus. Menopause, the cessation of menstruation, can occur in women without a uterus due to surgical procedure as a hysterectomy. Symptoms of menopause are hot flashes, night sweats, vaginal dryness, that is true, mood changes, sleep disturbances, which of course is an insomnia. Um, there are things that can help with that as well. I was reading on the internet about that, and my GYN was OBGYN was talking about it once. A hormone replacement therapy, which is called HRT, is considered to be a drug that will alleviate their symptoms, the symptoms that we just noticed of hot flash, night sweats, vaginal dryness, mood changes, and insomnia. HRT can provide estrogen and or progesterone, which are hormones to decline the menopause. So I do know for me, since I had the surgery. I had the surgery in 2021. This is now 2025, so I'm not having as much hot flashes that I started having probably a year after I had the hysterectomy. I started having the hot flashes. It didn't happen right away. So I was thinking that what the doctor told me about not sending you into menopause right away was going to last for a little bit. I wasn't expecting it to happen to me that quickly. So I started having the hot flashes, the night sweats. Oh my God, the night sweats. I don't have those so much anymore, but I do still have the sleep disturbances. Sometimes I can't go to sleep. So I have to lay there for a while before I can actually relax my body and coach myself into sleep. Or I'll take I'll take this, take that, and then it kind of coaxed me into sleep, because this here makes you sleepy. It's a sleep aid. So when I tell you, girls, this menopause stuff is for real, and we're not even gonna talk about the weight gain, hard to lose the weight. It's real. So I kind of wanted to make a video in reference to these two topics, because we as women, we need to be educated about these two topics. I may not have went into it a little bit depth, but hopefully you guys heard my story. This is actually just the black chat. It's going to just be just a little chatty, little sit down talk that I'm just having with the girls, and letting you guys know the ins and outs of fibroids and menopause. Hopefully this video has helped someone understand it just a little bit better, just a little slice of what happens when you're experiencing these two things. And I would like for you ladies to like my video, which will really help me out a whole lot. Subscribe to my channel and take the rest of this ride with me, so we can get everything straight and get everything done, because I'm new to the YouTube world, like I said, and I'm still trying to establish my channel and get my subscribers together, and hope that my viewers ride with me and like my videos. And thank you very much for watching today, and you have a great rest of your day. And one more thing I want to say, today is February 14th. It is Valentine's Day. All right, go Valentine's Day. I would like to say happy Valentine's Day to you ladies, and I hope that you guys are having a wonderful Valentine's Day with your significant other, or maybe your family. I am not doing anything tonight. I just got off from work literally at 5 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock right now. I am staying at home. I am going to eat me a nice little meal, and I'm going to watch me some Netflix, and we're going to be okay. We're not going anywhere tonight. So we really don't do too much on Valentine's Day anyways. Everybody's out at the restaurants. If you decide to go to the restaurant, it's going to be packed, super duper packed. So yeah, we just kind of chill out at the house and enjoy each other's company, which is what we do every day. So to me, Valentine's Day is every day. But you ladies have your nice Valentine's with your significant others, your man, or whoever else you are spending it with. And we will catch you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that notification bell so that you can catch my videos whenever I post one. And like and subscribe. Thank you, ladies. Have a good day.